Yeah. Zimbabwe, ahoy. Hi guys. Tiri vangani kona, tave vangani ko ibaba. Timpoita live. Why am I having my cramps? Why am I need water as well. Why are we having my cramps? Chich. Naipabe never need up. Tava vangani. Mbotaura unyaya politics zvangu. Zimbabweans, come. Can I talk to 2 or 3 Zimbabweans today? Zimbabweans, uyai. Varipiko mazimba. Uyai ndimbotaura nemi kana tave vangani. Pane vanhu here. Hi guys, how are you? Come, let's have a discussion. Ndazogaya inini kuti what's the future yeZimbabwe? Come, I give you my idea. Hi, my dear, what do you say? How are you, my dear? Tave vangani tigotanga kutaura nyaya dzekuZimbabwe. Timhoreseiwo, my dear, murisei takumhoresai. Murisei kwamuri. How are you, my dear? Handisi kuona foni yangu haisi kuratidza kuti panapa pane tave vangani, but nonetheless it's a bit cold. Saka ndaisa pikicha yachamisa because ndiri mumachira and I personally feel it's very rude kuramba uchingotaura nevanhu uri mumachira. Saka ndosaka ndaisa picture yachamisa. But I felt as Zimbabweans, timbotaura semaZimbabweans. Last week I came and we had a very nice discussion. Yataitaura kuti isusu as maZimbabweans tese we have a responsibility. Happy holidays to people in South Africa. I know today is a holiday, to Musua 16 is a holiday. So holiday, the long holiday of South Africa has started. This is why I love South Africa, guys. This is why I love South Africa. In South Africa, we are Jola, we are Farah. You do everything, a freedom of speech, a freedom of anything in South Africa, we have it. I love South Africa. South Africa is my first home, is South Africa. And then I think Europe is going to be my second home. And then Zimbabwe is my visitor. Once in a while I visit Zimbabwe, Kaya, Zimbabwe. I shall visit. But my love for South Africa, I love it. Happy holidays. It's Puza time. We are going to be, I know South African, my friends, to all my South African friends, I know, guys, you'll be puzaring until on the 3rd of January. Enjoy, because life is for the living. And then, as Zimbabwean, I know people are traveling to Zimbabwe. Budget. Kids, you need to budget. I know when we get home, but just budget within your means. survive within your means. Don't go out of your budget. Uchinyasoziva kuti kana wadzokera January disease kuSouth Africa kunenge kusina kana munhu wekwereta mari because mari holiday yatanga nhasi. Today is the 15th. So we've got 3 weeks yekumwa doro. By the time you come back kuZimbabwe, uchiti ndichazonokumbira shamwari dzangu dzakasara kuCape Town, kunenge kusina mari. Vanhu vapiwa mabonus. Their 13th check vapiwa December salary this Friday. Meaning kuti by the time patinosvika January, mari inenge yapera. Even patinosvika musi weChristmas, mari dzinenge dzapera. But nonetheless, it's a time to be celebrating. It's December time. So let's talk about politics to Zimbabwe. Tirikuva wherever we are coming from and we are going to Zimbabwe to visit our relatives, things are as bad as usual with Zimbabwe. Nelson Chamisa's party has been taken over. It's the second time we're hearing nyaya dzakadaro. Ndakambotaura ndakamboisa post yekuti Nelson Chamisa hasisina party yetriple C. Vanhu vakanditukirira. But then it's now out. Everyone is now talking about it. Kana wango uri muZimbabwean, usiri kuziva kuti triple C haicharanwe naNelson Chamisa. Triple C, the party yatakaenda in our millions as Zimbabweans kunovhotera. Zvadhakwa. Hakusisina party inonzi triple C. It has been, I won't say it has been dissolved. It has been compromised. They are fighting Shabangu. Shabangu has taken over. Shabangu akutowana vanhu vari kumuvhotera under the leadership yacho yekunzi ndiye triple C. But there is rumors that is also coming through kuti we've been having a scenario in Zimbabwe where the leadership, the opposition, they also don't want to have Congress. Congress is where when party people go, then they can vote for their leadership. Who do we want to represent us for the presidents? Who's going to be our chairperson as a party? I have seen a NC nozviita. I have seen ZANU-PF under vaMugabe vaizviita. Kubva vaMugabe vafa, Idi Mnangagwa haaitewo Congress. Havaite vanhu veZANU-PF havaitewo Congress. Zvichireva kuti ivo vanhu veZANU-PF vari kungoitawo sezvaiita Chamisa, kuti Chamisawo, as much as he is an opposition, ane mafaults ake aanga achiita to lead the party. And we need to accept that as Zimbabweans, kuti because Chamisa akatangawo kuita party yake, akatanga kuzviita kuti ndini nyamuwakwikwi, I am the, kuzvirova dudundu achizviti I am the. This is why we are seeing kuti Chamisa has been brought down to the ground. I don't know what's going to happen to Zimbabwe. I swear I don't know what's going to happen to Zimbabwean politics. But the truth on the ground is triple C yapasisina. Ini semuZimbabwean, let me first switch on my laptop. Toda kuona something. Inini semuZimbabwean, I am thinking, isusu as maZimbabweans, as a community yemaZimbabweans, tine ma-rights edu anotigada. Tine kodzero yedu inotigada. We might be living in a country kusina democracy, but the world outside inoona. As much as triple C yatakanovhotera isusu, haisisiriyo triple C yavepo iko zvino. Don't we feel kuti isusu semaZimbabwean tine kodzerowo yekuinda kunotiwo government iri kutonga haina kuvhotegwa nevanhu, because we did not vote for Chabangu. So if there are MPs who are representing Chabangu under the name Re Triple C, isusu as the citizen, we have the right here kuti this is not what we voted for. Can't isusu ma citizen recall and say we don't want all the nonsense that is happening in Zimbabwe? Toda kuzvivhotera tega tisina zvekuti kwai tiri kuvhotera Nelson Chamisa kana kuti tiri kuvhoterei. The citizens against whatever party that is coming. Then kana tapedza kuvhota tawina, then tozotsvaka munhu watinoda kuti atilide. I'm sure no. Guys, I want someone kuti andijoinewo. Uyaitite tese kanai. Uyaitite madiscussion tese yeZimbabwe. Nyaya yeZimbabwe inoaffecta munhu wese. Haingoaffecte inini. Newe kana kuti vana vedu. Uyaititaurewo tese guys. Nyaya yeZimbabwe inoaffecta vanhu vakawanda sei. Uyai titauriranewo. Uyai. Nyaya yekuZimbabwe yaNelson Chamisa inoaffecta vanhu zvakawanda sei. Guys, uyai tidiscuss nyaya yeZimbabwe. This is not just about Chamisa. It's about everyone. It is about everyone. No man. This is not what I am. Tikuda kuti munhu wese ari kuZimbabwe. Zimbabweans, come we discuss. We have to discuss yoganai. Vanhu varipiko nditegereyo kana vanhu vanouya vachitaura nyaya dzepolitics panapa. We have to imbotaura nyaya dzepolitics. It affects many people. Henry, it's so true. The situation in Zimbabwe is bad, guys. Right now, we went to vote in our numbers. Tichiti joni trikuvotera tiri under CCC. Can't we go as a nation tese tinotishoni? It's not even more than 3 months. Because chero chinda kubaso nopuwa probation ye 3 months. Because within the 3 months. So it's not yet more than 3 months turn of water. And there is confusion already in our country. So aren't we as citizens, tisiri affiliated to any party, in our numbers, atikwanisi kuyenda tinotishoni, this is not what was presented to us. Can't isusu as my citizens stand up for ourselves and say enough is enough? This is not what was presented to us. They never presented Chavangu to us. They had presented Uchamisa to us. As much as the elections were rigged, we do understand that we did not vote for ZANU-PF. We did not vote for Chabangu. Takanovhotera tichiti tikuvhotera Chamisa. And iko zvino, before we even start a new year, takupiwa ma confusions. And are we going to carry on like that as Zimbabweans for the next 5 years? Tichitongwa nevanhu vatisina kuvhotera. What was the purpose of the elections in the beginning? What was the purpose of the elections? Are we just going to let ZANU-PF do everything Javanoda to us? Aren't we as a nation even thinking, Kuti, how is it going to affect us? Because this is not just about Chamisa. Imagine if they can do this to Chamisa. What about Iwewe Neni, the common person on the ground? Don't we feel, Kuti, this is the time, SAMAZ Zimbabweans, where we should cry out the loudest to the world? Even kana iyo inonzi chiko sadaki yacho iriko. Don't you feel, Kuti, this is the time as Zimbabwean citizen, usiri affiliated to any political party, where we need to come up and say, if we are crying to SADC, don't you think this is the right time SADC is going to hear us more clearly? Kuti Jeshua vana veku Zimbabwe vane problem. I personally feel this is the time. If you are a Zimbabwean and you have been having this burning desire, about the change yenyika yekuZimbabwe. I feel kuti this is the time yatanga takamirira kuti SADC ndaichitibetsera. Because SADC iri kunzwisisa chinhu zviri kuitika kuZimbabwe. But SADC haingabetsere vana vasingachemi. Because mwana asingachemi anofira mubereko. If we as citizens were to present our case now, during this time, to SADC, to the world outside, vanotinzwa sevana veZimbabwe. Believe me, this is the time. Time yekuti zvinhu zvekuZimbabwe zvaiva. This is nguva iri kunzi kana isu maZimbabweans tichida rusununguko chaiko chaiko. Ndiyo nguva yacho iyo inei. Because tikangonyarara zvikabva zvangodarika zvachabangu, zvikabva zvotozonzi Nelson Chamisa haasisina completely. From the way we are seeing things, party inonzi Triple C is gone. Sezvavakangoita vakauya vakati shoni, party inonzi MDC is gone. And it went. Kushikira Nelson auya neyellow from red, takabva taenda kuyellow. Saka iko zvinomoda kuti futi tigare dzimwe 5 years tozotanga futi kufamba inonzi chiyai. Tobva tatanga neimwe party inenge yakaiswa ichaiswa chii? Inobva yaiswa black because takabva kuyellow. Tiri kufamba nemaflag eZimbabwe. Takabva kuyellow, takabva kured, pataenda kuyellow. Saka maybe tichatanga party imwe inenge negreen. Or inenge in white havadi. They won't take white because vanenge vachifungidzira kuti white is affiliated to the oppressor. Saka vanokwanisa kutora the green. Are you honestly telling me kuti iwe neni semaZimbabweans we will sit tigotarisa kushikira 5 years dzadarika? Even Nelson Chamisa, I think, is tired. Even Nelson Chamisa is, I personally feel even Nelson Chamisa has some ideas on how to overcome ZANU-PF. In his deepest hearts of hearts, he is saying, how come Zimbabweans are kundiregerera? Why are these people kundiregerera kudaro? So when I have tried so much, he has tried so much. Kusvika papoint yaya yekuti he has tried with every fiber in his life, every fiber in his body. He has tried, and ZANU-PF has. They've done it. They keep doing it. Anzina love more. Chamisa is too stingy with power. How come you go for election without structure? Even EFF Chayo from got structure. He is center powered. Anoda kubviswa pa president and put job scholar. Or Tendai Biti. We have Tendai Biti and we have job scholar. And we have other people very more Triple C. Guys, the thing with Zimbabwean politics right now is not about putting a leader. Job scholar is behind. Job scholar has been in jail for so long. There's nothing that job scholar is going to come and do for us. The biggest problem we have with Zimbabwean politics, we have poor men leading us in politics. Do not think kuti you can run a political power usina mari. That is a myth. A myth inotaurwa nevana kuchikoro tichiita ngano tichitamba tiri kundare. Kuti you can just wake up and start a political power usina, a political party usina mari. Kunyeperana ikoko. Apana chatinogona kuachieva tisina opposition party iri funded, iri fully funded muZimbabwe. Hakuna kwatinoenda. Job scala tentai biti hapana zvavanokwanisa kuuya vakatiitira kuZimbabwe. This is cash talk about Zimbabwean politics. This is cash talk. The biggest problem that has been happening in Zimbabwe for the past 23 years, yatinoita political opposition parties. Inyaya yekuti political party, opposition political party dzinouya hadzina funding yemari. They are poor as the church mouse. And because ZANU-PF capture everything nemari. ZANU-PF uses money to stay in power. ZANU-PF will use money. My previous election, there were people that were even ferried from Mozambique. Vachiuya kuzovota muZimbabwe. ZANU-PF will do anything. ZANU-PF will do anything because vanenge vachishandisa state money to mobilize the mob. An opposition party right now, maZimbabweans ndoda kuudza ichokwadi. Hapana patinowina hondo tichiisa leadership yedu yevanhu vasina mari. Hapana. 3/4 of people that will be aligned, even if Nelson Chamisa akaita ma-structures ake. Structures dzacho idzodzo vanhu vanenge vatomanipulatwa neZANU-PF, vanhu vanenge vatoitwa captured neZANU-PF, vaienda vachinomira kuCCC so that they are part of the leadership. ZANU-PF will do anything to compromise any opposition party that comes on the ground. Saka iwe neni semuZimbabwe munofunga kuti kuZimbabwe tichaita sei? Mbuya nehanda kufa vachitaura shuwa kuti. Hanzi mbuya nehanda kufa vachitaura shuwa kuti. Dhora gidi. Amene handichanyazozivi song yako kuti inoimbwa sei. But mbuya nehanda vakatotaura kuti kana zvaramba tora gidi uzvitonge. KuZimbabwe tichaona independence yedu. We will get freedom yedu semaZimbabweans kana takuziva kutora gidi kuti tigozvitonga. As long as muri kusarudza 1, 2, 3, 4 person on the ground muchimuti kwaye ndonotitungamira, we are still joking. Hapana zvaanoita Chamisa. Ndakakuudzai kuti chero mukatora Julius Malema, chero mukatora chaiye anonzani Obama from America kuti Obama come and represent us in the elections. Tikuda kuita my-elections in the next 3, 4 months, 6 months. Can you please come and represent the citizens of Zimbabwe? Obama will not win in Zimbabwe. Hawini. Chero I don't know kuti mungatorani ndeu ameno president chaiwo wamuri kufungidzira kuti anonyatsogonesesa muno munyika mese. The only person anokwanisa to liberate Zimbabwe from the state yairi is my citizens eZimbabwe. Pacha liberate Zimbabwe panenge pastorina kana leadership anenge achinzi tiri kutungamira nhingi. Ichocho ndicho chokwadi. Tichasvika papoint yekuti tega isusu sema-citizens tinenge takutoganana kudai so. Tinenge takaungana chero tichienda kumabasa, chero tiri pai, tigotanga kunetsana tiri tega sema-citizens ekuZimbabwe. Ndiyo phase yatakupinda. Ndiyo era yatakupinda kuZimbabwe. Because if you are a Zimbabwean, chokwadi, we've heard the same things that have zvirikuitika. We've heard it. It happened to Alonzani, it happened. Pakafa Changirai. It happened. May his soul rest in peace. Changirai na Kupe, they were fighting over the alliance and MDC structure. Kuti ndini MDC, ndini what. Pachangofa Changirai. That's when this whole thing started. And the opposition was divided. ZANU-PF is simply doing the divide and rule. It will come and divide. It has come to divide CCC. And CCC has been divided. The unfortunate thing is division yavanenge vaita party that Nelson Chamisa watinenge tichiti ndiye mutungamiri wedu ndio inosara iri the weakest. Right now, if you are a Zimbabwean, know kuti kuZimbabwe hakusisina opposition party. CCC has been dissolved. There is no talk yekuti Nelson Chamisa is the leader of CCC. Hakusisina CCC. But how come so kuti the government, even in Zimbabwe, knows kuti less than 2 months, 3 months ago, the people of Zimbabwe went to vote for CCC. And now they have dissolved CCC. So how do they expect to rule the country for the next 5 years when the People's Party that they voted for is no more there? Maybe a quarter or 1/3 of the population in Zimbabwe yakavotera CCC. Don't those people have the right to have their representatives in Zimbabwe as well, to represent them? Because that was the choice of the people. But do people matter in Zimbabwe? No. People don't matter. We all don't matter in Zimbabwe. The people that matter in Zimbabwe are people that are running ZANU-PF. They'll wake up in the morning, they'll have their breakfast. After vapedza kudya breakfast yavo, they'll live their lives happily. They'll keep on with their normal life. They'll keep looting. I don't know kuti mari yacho vanoda kuzoita sei nayo. Even if they say it's for their next generation, at the end of the day, they will all die and leave that money on earth. Someday, somehow, along the way, ichatodyiwawo nevamwe mari iyoyo. So at the end of the day, they are just being cruel to a generation. A generation iri weak. We are a generation that is weak. We have a generation of people very, I don't know what's the right word to use to describe Zimbabwean people. We have a generation with people, I mean, maybe docile, people that are just docile. They don't care. They don't give a damn. We don't care at all. We are a nation that does not care on how we are treated. We are a nation that does not believe we deserve better in this world. We are a cursed generation that will settle for anything. That's the generation that we are. Do we blame ourselves? Sometimes I blame myself, sometimes I don't. But we have the majority of people very comfortable. And we call ourselves, we are a peaceful nation. We call ourselves Kutitiri peaceful Zimbabweans. But at the expense of what? We have sold our country in silence to a few greedy people in Zimbabwe. We have done that. At what cost? Nothing. Just for the peace of it. It's unfortunately, I think at this time, we've seen Nelson Chamisa in the past 23 years. He's been consistent in wanting to change Zimbabwe. He has been there. He's seen his dark moments, mujeni yake ye-politics. And I feel even here where he is, he's like, this is too much for me. We don't know what his future plans are in politics. We don't know if he's going to come back and say, I want to carry on in the politics. But if I were him, I would also hang my boots and say, ndaneta. Because vanhu vari kuda kutungamira havadi kutungamirwa. My advice to Chamisa would be, while Mnangagwa is still alive, go and join ZANU-PF, my brother, and be part of them from the inside. It will make you a better human being. Or let them give you a certain position in government. It will help you better. Even if they were to say, we are with Mr. Speaker, we parliament, it will be better. I think even ZANU-PF should just give him an honorary degree. Yekuti the best ever opposition leader. But because Isusu we are skelens, we could not hand over the power to him. They should just give him some prize. He deserves something in return as well. Yo, my guy. 23 years he's been fighting for the freedom of Zimbabwe. This young man. He's going to be the longest opposition party in Zimbabwe. In the world, even in the world. And the longest opposition party that has never tested even power yacho inoita sei. And he's going to be the longest person to stand against the ruling party by my elections. Achiwina and power being denied to be handed over to him. It's the history that he's just making. And then eventually, when he's old and is weary, the people of Zimbabwe will still be in a fix. If I were him, I would take a break. I personally feel you need to take a break. If you can, kutombosiya zvinhu Zimbabwe, because you can't be running alone when everybody else is given up and the whole country is being selfish. I think Nelson Chamisa also deserves to be a little bit, take time to spend time with your family, to concentrate on your family as well. Build wealth also for your children. Because uchafa uchingoti ndini opposition leader, for 23 years vamwe vese vanhu vari kubuda vachinoitira life yehama dzavo yevana vavo. What have you done in the past 23 years? Uchirwira Zimbabwe. Zimbabwe ine vanhu vari selfish vasingade kuzvimiririra. They will not even award you. They will not, if anything was to happen kuna Nelson Chamisa, 2 days, 3 days later, vanhu vanenge vatokangamwa kuti there was a young man who stood for Zimbabwe for 23 years. Achitry. I remember kubva ndine 19 years, this guy has been doing politics. Kubva 19, iko zvino Nelson Chamisa is 46. He is 46 years old. He's been doing politics all his adult life. For selfish people. The problem is we have selfish people. We have selfish men in Zimbabwe. It's the selfish people in Zimbabwe that have let everybody else down. Mazirume Zimbabwe. And they will not do anything. Ababaje varume vekuZimbabwe. Varume vekuZimbabwe are selfish. It's unfortunately munotovanzwa vari kumapeji ana MAZEPE, vari kumapeji kunotukana nyaya, vanenge varume vekuZimbabwe have become the useless people in the continent. I went out the other day and we were drinking. I went out for a drink. Do you know, at once upon a time, I felt so embarrassed to start even talking about Zimbabwe. You meet people that have so much knowledge about Zimbabwe. Vanokubvunza ikuti, Saka, but how can you allow such things to happen? You end up getting tired to explain yourself. Iko ndinoti ndikabvunzwa kuti, so where are you from? Roti South Africa? Kana zvakandihaka ndomboti Zambia. Because kana ndiri kuEurope ndiri munhu mutema, they can't even tell kuti accent yangu ndeye kuZimbabwe here kana kuti ndeye kuSouth Africa here kana kuti ndeye kupi. Ndinombosarudzawo chero imwe nyika yandambofunga kuti musi iwowo ndinobva ikoko. Ndikatomboramba ndichingoti South Africa, oh, it's beautiful, you can go and visit the Table Mountain. Tinochema tichiti South Africa in a crime, South Africa in a but in the region, southern region, ndo vanhu vane order vanhu ivavo. Ndo vanhu vane order chaizvo. Because you cannot be worrying about, hanzi, munenge tichiti South Africa kunourayiwa vanhu, but tese maZimbabweans iko zvinotaka kugara kuSouth Africa. Kutama misha dzedu. Tese, me included, tese, we are selfish Zimbabweans. We have let the leadership here, opposition, down. We don't blame Chamisa, kuti Chamisa akaita power hungry. Chamisa, he did his part. At one time or another, he did his part. He played his role, and we let him down as a country. I don't know what the future holds for Zimbabwe. We can only watch. One day, pachaita mweya uchangosumuka, and kana mweya wasvika iwowo, I hope uchasvikawo ndichiri mupenyu, kana kuti maybe unosvikawo 10 years, 50 years, 60 years from now. Pachasvika maZimbabwean ese paachatanga kuzviti taneta, and for real taneta. Then we might see the change that we want. But for now, kuZimbabwe tichine basa. For now, all of us as Zimbabweans, tine basa. I am so telling you, I am so privileged kuti between Zimbabwe and Zambia, I can choose. I can wake up and choose kuti nasi, I want to be a Zambian. And I can choose to be a Zimbabwean. I'm so blessed kuti in both countries, I have kumwe ndine my birthright. KuZambia ndine birthright yangu. No one can take away my birthright. That makes me a Zambian. By descent, no one can take away that right yekuti I'm a Zimbabwean by descent, because my roots are in Zimbabwe. So I'm privileged to be able to share my stories of the two countries to my children, and to be able to have an opportunity to experience the different political changes between the two countries. It's unfortunately, Zimbabwe is where it is. And as a Zimbabwean, we just pray, we watch, we shall keep watching. And as usual, let's pray for Nelson Chamisa's strength to be able to decide what he wants with his life. I don't think him carrying on politics is going to make him anything better. If anything, he went to his highest point in his political story. And I don't think anything as big as what happened in 2023 is ever going to happen to him ever again. The people of Zimbabwe have also lost the trust in him. They've lost the faith in him. We had given him, all our hopes were on him to say he's going to change. He's going to bring the so desired change that we want to see to Zimbabwe. And then when we see things happening the way they're happening, him being thrown around like what is happening right now on the ground, I know a lot of Zimbabweans are feeling kuti we've been let down. But do we blame him? No. Do we even understand? No, we will never get to understand. But it's an unfortunate thing. CCC has completely been dissolved. Thank you, guys. I love you so much. And have a blessed weekend. If you are in South Africa, enjoy your long holiday. I love you always. Bye.